All right. About how corporations don't care about us. Why is it? Why is it that nobody makes enough money anymore? Why is it that nobody is able to make ends meet? Well, it's because corporations, they don't give a crap about paying us. What's up, Luke? They don't give a crap about us because they have taken everything that we need to live and they charge it back to us at an insanely high price. So that's where corporations don't need to pay their employees enough to live anymore because corporations don't have to, because they dominate us. They make sure that we don't have any leverage. We're the ones that do all the work for the company, but the company screws us over every chance they get. So what we need to do is go ahead and change it and fix it. But it's crazy because we think that we've got to elect these new leaders or new laws. But that's not going to change it because the same corporations are in charge, the same ones that do not care about us. Because until we figure out what is going on, until we figure out that the economic situation keeps us stuck in this, we will never be able to figure out why full-time work does not cover the basics anymore. That's what's crazy, right? Is everybody is feeling the squeeze from the freaking average salary being right near the average cost of living. Everybody's feeling the squeeze, yet we all think it's just us. We all think it's just us, but we know that's bull. That's not the truth. So that's why we drop the me's in the chat. What's up, Pink? Because what we are showing everybody is that it is not just us, that we are being taken advantage of, that America is basically a giant rigged carnival game. And there is nothing that we can do to actually get it to be fixed. And the only way that full-time work doesn't cover the basics anymore, the only way that somebody working 40 hours a week who cannot afford food or housing is if the ultra wealthy took more than their fair share. And what this is any single time that we point fingers left or right, we are literally playing into the hand, because we hate both parties, both political parties, corporations that do not care about you. No corporation cares about the American people. And guess what? If you've been paying attention, the political parties are corporations. So what it is it's actually getting regular everyday Americans to understand that I don't give a crap whether you like the blue team or the red team, but they are both two sides of the same coin, and that coin is in a billionaire's pocket. And it's so funny because people go, oh, well, that political party is terrible. But then if you really ask them, do you think either party cares about you? Just like corporations, do you think any corporation cares about you? Well, I can tell you the answer is no. Neither political party cares about you because they just care about being in control. And that's exactly what we're saying with the corporations. Neither of the corporation or no corporation cares about you because the corporations are in control of you, because they don't have to care about you, because you have no other choice but then to either shop at the corporations. You have no other choice but the red team or the blue team. And when there is no competition, people don't have to care about you. It's the same thing. So corporations don't care about us because they don't have to care about us. Because what are the customers going to do? Walk out and go shop somewhere else? Well, Walmart got rid of all the other stores. Home Depot and Lowe's got rid of all the local hardware stores. So we can't even walk out and go work or shop somewhere else. And it's literally only the ability to walk out and be like, peace, we are not dealing with this anymore, that forces change. So the same thing with the political parties. Neither of us can be like, hey, we are going somewhere else. We're not saying that, Ryan. We're saying that if you are intelligent, you are able to see that competition creates quality. That's it. If you are walking into a store and there's only one grocery store in your whole town and you have to shop at that grocery store, well, you are stuck shopping there. That's it. Every single situation, corporations do not have to care about you because there's no competition. Hasn't anybody ever wondered why you walk into Walmart? Why doesn't Walmart pay that employee enough to care, right? Why doesn't Walmart pay that employee enough to care? Has anybody thought about that before? Well, Walmart doesn't have to pay that employee enough to care because when you go and talk to that employee and they roll your eyes at you, you can't just leave and go to the local general store, right? If you walk into Home Depot and that employee runs away from you, Home Depot knows you can't go to the local hardware store because Home Depot ran out the local hardware store 40 years ago. Home Depot, and when they treated us poor, we were able to walk out and go to John's General Store. Well, guess what? Home Depot would start paying them more money to make sure that the customers have a good experience. Because the only reason that corporations don't care about customers having a good experience is if we can't go anywhere else, is if there's no competition. That's all it really comes down to. So because there's no competition, they don't have to pay us enough to care. And because they don't have to pay us enough to care, then that's the only way that the average salary can get close to the average cost of living. Is the video still lagging pretty bad, or is it better? Situation is that, and what's so funny is people get so mad when we say this too. Hey, the average cost of living is near the average salary. Why is that? Oh, that makes me angry. Because people have tied like their economic situation with their identity, right? Pause. So it shouldn't make you this upset. And what's so funny is that my business, all 7 locations and 30 some employees are hopping right now. We're making tons of money. But that's what's so great is if you pay your employees well, they get the job done for you. They feel empowered. If you pay your employees well, they want to keep that job so bad that guess what? They do a really good job. So it makes it for me, the owner, to be able to have more time with my family, to have more time with you all. Because that's what's so funny is all that we're saying is corporations don't care about you. Corporations have made it so that we don't have any money. And if we don't have any money, we can't change a bad situation, right? Because really, the best way for us to actually flex our power is to say, screw this, we are out of this until you make changes. That's what's happening. But what people don't see, Fred, is that it's all the same. Because, you know, the only way that we can put leverage on the politicians and put leverage on the system is by saying, screw this system. We are not going to participate in it for 5 days, for 7 days, for 10 days. And the minute that we're able to do that, we actually have power back. But guess what, Fred? None of us are able to put any pressure on the politicians because the only way we can put pressure on the system is. But after 3 days, paycheck, we know that you need to get that food. Oh, we know you need that rent and that housing. So until we have economic viability, until we have economic stability, because literally the only power we have is to say, peace. We are not doing this anymore until you fix this shit. That's it. But because we are unable to withdraw from the system, because it would take us having the ability to take care of ourselves for a couple days, for a week. But because everybody is one step away from financial ruin, we're not able to do that. So that's why we begin with the question, if we want leverage, we need to say, screw this, we're not doing this until you change things. But until we get leverage, until we get power, that's like a 13-year-old going, all right, mom and dad, I'm going to leave unless things change. Well, those parents will be like, ha, 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 all right, we'll see you later. You'll come back as soon as you get hungry. You'll come back as soon as you get cold. So the person that's demanding change has no real power to ask for that change. So that's what's so difficult for me right now, is that, yeah, we want change, we're demanding change, but we don't have any power to actually make that change last, to actually fix it long term. Because right now, when we go and ask for change, because I'm pissed too. We're all pissed. We've seen this happen for decades, God damn it. It's so frustrating. So then why doesn't it change? Because the only thing that we can do to change it is to say, screw this system. We are not participating in it until you fix some shit. But if we have no money whatsoever, and we completely rely on corporations for everything we need to live, then we have absolutely no leverage. We have no power to take back control. So that's what we are doing here today. We are talking about the different levers of power. That's what we need. So we, the people, can demand change, but we don't have control over our food. That's it. We don't have control over our medicine, so we can demand change. What if we take away our medicine? Because it's just a corporation that's controlling all of our medicine. So we could go and demand change, and they could say, unless you go back to work tomorrow, we are not giving insulin to any citizens. And millions of people could no longer live. And that's not even taking something from us. That's just withholding the medicine that they can legally make tougher. So we literally don't have power. They can shut down all the grocery stores. How can they, they can make it so that we can't get food. So what we need to understand is that we've got to start taking back control of some of the things we need to live. We need to take back control of our food. We need to take back control of our health care, of housing. Well, the good part is that the people that grow our food are part of our community. The people that give us the health care, that provide the health care services, they are part of our community. And the people that build our houses and are the essential workers, they are part of our community. It's just that corporations have come and stuck themselves between us and the people that we need to connect with in order to live. So that is what we need to understand, is that power doesn't start off just changing the law. Because if the same corporation runs everything, we can go change the laws, but guess what? That corporation's going to do whatever they need to do to roll that law back. So that's where we have to understand that the more that we ask for change, but if we are not in a place of leverage where we actually have any power, isn't that funny? Like, I feel like the American people has been asking for change since Occupy Wall Street. We have been saying, look, enough. We had Occupy Wall Street. We had the George Floyd protests. We have been asking and begging for change, but we don't have any power to force it. We are like a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old going to their parents and saying, we need to change this or else I'm leaving. Well, the parents go, we don't need to change crap. The moment that you leave, we know that you're going to get your ass right back inside the second you get cold, right? We don't need to change anything. We know that you are going to get your butt right back over here the minute you get hungry. So what we need to do is we need to take back control of our food. We need to take back control of our health care, of our housing, of our essential workers. Because that's what we need to understand, is that right now we completely rely on corporations for everything we need to live. And think of it, if you completely rely on them, then they have nothing. Then we have no power. Because it's like, yeah, I could change. I could pay you more. I could do this or that, but I don't have to. Because I know that you're going to be back here the next day and the day after that. So that's where, even if we get 10 million people protesting, well, the very next day, we're going to go ahead and buy all of our food from the same people that we're protesting against. Buy our internet and our power, and we'll pay our insurance to the same people that we are protesting against. So that's the big thing, is there's not going to be some awakening. There's not going to be some movement. You're never going to get enough people to agree to step back from the system, especially when the media, which was there, that used to be there to unify us, that now its own whole goal is to make sure that we don't ever get on the same page. So that's the problem. That's why our salary. So Walmart doesn't have to pay their employees, because Walmart doesn't have to pay their employees enough to care, because Walmart knows that even if their employees give you the middle finger, you can't go to a local general store. Yeah, Ryan, I don't know what's going on. It's so frustrating. So that's what we need to understand, is that the power isn't in the halls of Congress. Oh, there you go. What's up, Congress? Congress, I think I'm glitching really bad, so it's just been frustrating. So let me know if you can see me or hear me at all. So that's just all that I was thinking, is that there's going to be all these protests this weekend, and there's going to be all this outrage, and that should be, right? But the only way we actually get the system to listen is by saying, screw this. We are a few days until you fix this shit. We are not participating in a backwards ass system for a week or 2 weeks until you make some change down here. But they know they don't have to make any changes, because people can't not participate in the system for 5 days or 7 days or 10 days, because we're all one missed day of work away from financial ruin. So that's really what it comes down to, is that our strongest political muscle would be withdrawing from the system, saying, screw you. We are the ones hard work. We are the cogs that make the machine run. But every time it runs, it steps on us and doesn't let our... So if we are the cogs that make the machine run, but every time the machine runs, it hurts us, well, we just stop running the machine, right? That's all it really comes down to. All right, I'm gonna hop on down and come back up. Appreciate y'all.
She was in the car with her, bro. She tried to save her or something. Somebody